Linda Liles is here. We're gonna give her a moment to say something brief.
Kind of rebuttal. One thing I'd like to say is, with the commission, we all, we might disagree, but we don't become disagreeable. And I'll say that. I am against the TAD, and let me tell you why. It's gonna reflect, they're not taking property tax from you guys. What they're doing is the developer came about a year ago and said, David, I don't know where you're at on it. I can't remember where you said you were at on it. But anyway, he came in and he said, we're going to do a TAD for 40 million. Well, he came back and said it was too low. So he's asking for 50 million now. And the $10.9 million he has frozen, the city has frozen Home Depot, let's see who else, Chick-fil-A, all of those offices, all those businesses and pulled it into the TAD. And they froze the property tax on those. And for 20 years, there's an increments over 20 years where they're going to pull, the city's pulling that money into this $10.9 million bond. I'm against it because I know what it's going to do. The county can afford it. I can tell you, I don't know why the school board voted for it. Most of them didn't. There was 3-2, something, but they voted for it. I know what's going to happen. We're going to have to go up on our millage rate. There's no doubt over 20 years. We can't sustain this. So most of the commissioners were against it. But that's why I'm against it. I'm not against the TAD. I'm not against businesses. It is retail. I'm a little, you can't, if you go in Publix and buy groceries, you're taking away from Walmart's sales tax and all these other stores' sales tax.
And the independent farmers just down the street.
And the independent, yes, you're taking away from them.
Gonna put them out of business.
And that's what I'm saying. And so I wanted you to understand that. Now, I'm running this time. This is my last term. I said when I became a commissioner that I would run 2 terms and 2 terms only. So this was my full term. I was appointed. And I have really enjoyed it. We've done a lot of good things together. And, we'll disagree on this, but I don't want to see it come back and hurt our citizens and have them pay more property tax because of the city and because of this developer. I don't believe that we should pay a developer that lives in Peachtree City who is pretty well off to come in here, give him money to build his TAD, to build this Publix and all. I just don't believe that. So that's where I stand. And I've always said I'll be very transparent with you on everything I do. So I did want to let you know. Any questions?
What's going in right there, the Home Depot area?
Home Depot?
That new development right there.
I don't know. They've already, it's a, what is that? It's a Jiffy Lube. How many do they have? But anyway.
My opinion on property tax and consumption tax, and property tax has been so abused for so long. So many people are so tired of getting just hammered with property tax, having to assess it every year and up people's property tax. You can go back to any kind of laws, and look, income tax is wrong too. We get into that later, but property tax constantly increasing, not based on the purchase of your home, but based on an assessment. Everything about it is wrong. Property tax in general is wrong. You have to raise that money. In my opinion, you try to find funds anywhere else you can.
Yeah, and we have, and I want to tell you, because of the assessments, and you hit that right on the nail on the head right there, because back in 2019, our assessors did not do their job. The state came down and penalized Polk County, and it was pretty. I don't know how much it was, but it was pretty stiff. So they have been trying to get their assessments back up. We have rolled back, the county has rolled back our millage to the point that we're taking from our surplus. We can't do that anymore. And because, we rolled back to, what was the lowest amount? I think it was 6.5. And we've rolled back every year, but this year we couldn't do it because we're taking from surplus. And I know you don't want to do that. If you keep taking from your, if you've got one, savings, you'll take and you don't have any savings anymore. The county can't do that.
That's what I had to do for my property taxes,
Yeah,
because they
It's
tripled.
a constant new funding
So
of
we've
new
had to do it.
projects and new buildings.
that's what we're working at.
Instead of having it funded by new development and new residents, it's being funded by old residents and old development.
Right.
And that, in my opinion, is a horrible wrong, and it's immoral towards the populace of this county.
So where does the money come from if we don't make the concession to
You mean if we do
give the
not,
freebie to the developer? that
where's the money
property-
coming from?
that Property still just be.
The money will come from, that will be released. It's frozen right now. But that will be released and we will get our property tax like we're supposed to from those
So
businesses.
you're saying that's if they still came, if they came without us passing the tab, if they came and did the development anyway.
Right. I've said that all along they're going to. They've already come back with us with 2 proposals. And, I don't think they're
Right,
gonna be.
outside tab, they are still.
And it shows us that he does not need this $10.9 million.
Well, I'm not thinking that.
Yeah,
because I was under the assumption that they were only coming if we would do the TAD, and so my thought process was I'd rather give up that 20 years of tax money for the sake of getting all of that sales tax, but if there's a
I've always-
a possibility for them to be here without the TAD, then obviously I.
Well, I've always said the sales tax is inflated because they did not take apples for apples. In other words, they did not take a county like Polk County and on the sales tax from a Publix. They didn't do that. They took it across the board. And I mean, they're saying people are gonna come from way over in Alabama to shop at our Publix. I don't believe that.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought Publix is a high-end grocery store. I like it, but I don't shop there. If I go to BOGO's and maybe they're deli, and that's
Can I
about.
make one last point?
Go ahead.
I just want to know, when did government get in the business of picking winners and losers? Every time you pick a winner, somebody loses. So, you want to spend all this tax money to bring Publix in. Well, what about your little independent pharmacist down the street? He's out, he's gone. And he's been here his whole life. He's been working hard, but the commissioners got together and said, we want a Publix. Why are we picking winners and losers? What the hell? This should make people mad.
Yeah.
I
One of the
want
commi-
some kind of money to come in because my property taxes continue to rise, my grandfather's.
They're not gonna lower your
property
property
taxes
taxes.
And our school
They won't do
system
that.
is due to, in my opinion,
They're
a
not
piss
gonna
poor
take-
lack
no.
of leadership for the last 5-6 years. Our school system is.
I don't see how they're gonna float that. I don't see how the school system's gonna float not getting that they voted on the TAD, so I don't
They've
see how
never-
they can do it.
Decreased the tax.
To really be mindful,
So-
it seems as though all of you are.
That's hopes and wishes.
I've really worked on that as far as all of our
Money's
commissioners.
running out. All that COVID money's running out for the school system now, and I don't think that they are quite as public about how in crisis our school system's money situation is. And I have 2 kids in the school system. I've got another one going in next year. I also am a property owner, and while pie in the sky would say, oh, I'll fund whatever it takes for our kids, I also am like, I might not want to be a Polk County property owner if my kids are not really getting everything they deserve, and I'm still being
I
taxed crazy,
understand.
and there's so many people that are getting everything for free. Like, the older I get,
You're just.
the more I see it.
I understand because
taxes like the elderly had to all the years.
Oh,
And I have to go to school.
We're getting carried away. Lee.
I know, I have to say something.
Getting out of control.
I'm from Cherokee County. I lived there for years. I watched the exact same thing happen over there. Cheap property, people come in and buy homes. They promise, millage rate's gonna go down. The property values skyrocket. Yours are about to do that too.
They already.
Sky-
Yeah,
your taxes-
mine tripled. Mine's
I
tripled.
don't care if they lower the millage rate. They're not going down.
Continuing to double every year.
But when the development starts coming, you can't stop it. And I know commissioners, I was in a group called Preserve Cherokee for years, and we couldn't stop them. There was none of them. They went into lawsuits. They went to the state. It didn't matter. The developers won every time. You could negotiate with them. You could not give them money. You could do other things, but you can't stop them.
Well, I hope you understand that I'm not against the TAD. I'm not against economic development. I just don't want to give our property tax from our county that is needed to this developer, when the developer himself could come in and pay for it and do it himself.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I
And they
do
don't
feel
require
like
your
that
land to
maybe we
build your
could help
house.
him. There's a
You know?
road that's gonna go through this TAD. I'd like to see the county pave that road, have a nice road through the TAD. I believe the TAD's gonna be done without our property tax. And-
Yeah, I have no opinion on the TAD law. My point is that when the development comes, if you're trying to preserve your county in any way possible, and you do want to preserve your family land, the development's not gonna help. I know everybody looks at money and they think, oh, we're gonna get the money and we're gonna get the taxes.
I don't look at money.
Ma'am, I'm not talking about you. It's okay. I'm just talking about it in general.
Yeah, I don't
And,
look at
and
money.
that's how we're gonna pay for things. The development's not the way, because I promise you, and I've watched it happen in Forsyth County, Cherokee County, and Dawson County, and I got a buddy that's commissioner in both counties. I still talk to them all the time, and it is, oof.
Are you living here in Polk County?
Yes, ma'am, been here 3 years.
Okay, well, we appreciate you coming.
If you wanna look at tax,
Yeah,
you wanna look at taxes, look at the school board budget.
yeah, yeah. So Larry, thank you. Yeah.
Hey,
I pay taxes. I have a 30-acre farm, so and it hurts, I tell you, I know that.
I pay
So,
$36,000 tax.
oh my goodness, so you got a lot.
36.
Farm up the road.
I want to go see his farm.
I would like to see your farm. Would love to see
We
that.
have-
36,000?
we have open
He's
to
got
public
you.
tomorrow because we want to open it up to people in both counties.
Have you got venue there?
Watershed Gospel
Do
there.
you have a venue there?
Yes, ma'am.
That's it, okay.
Yes, ma'am, I couldn't get an easement for my venue.
Oh, wait a minute, what's the name of it?
The very farm.
Yeah, the reason why you couldn't get it, because you have to have a single,
Okay.
you have to have a single road to that venue. You cannot have a road to your house and then go off to the venue. I remember that.
Easement is.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Yay.